Monday Night Raw next Monday at the Allstate Arena, March 21st. And of course, KO Mania 6, which is also known as WrestleMania 38, happening in Dallas, Texas. Kevin, this is a weird day to interview you because the news of Scott Hall. I just thought before I'm so excited about KO Mania 6. Like the thing with you in Austin is amazing. I was so excited to talk to you about that, but I just wanted to give you the floor because I saw you post some stuff about Scott Hall. I was just wondering what your thoughts were.
Yeah, it's been a really tough morning. I really didn't get to spend as much time around Scott as I wish I had. But every chance I ever got to be around him, he was so cool, so helpful, he was like, there's a lot of veterans in our industry that you end up meeting and you end up thinking, oh, I really wish I hadn't met that guy. Because they think they know better. They look at our generation of performers as dumb kids almost,
Yeah.
No matter how long we've been doing this. Scott Hall was not one of those. He was a guy who wanted to help everybody he talked to. And he was just such a funny guy, just really entertaining to be around. My thoughts really go out to his family and his friends. I was texting with some of his buddies, obviously, this morning, and it's very hard for everyone. But like I said on Twitter, I think his legacy, as both in and out of the ring, is really, whether it be as a man or a character, there really will never be anybody as cool as him in our industry. He was just the coolest. And you watch him. If you watch him in the ring, you watch him and just the way he carried himself, the way he spoke, the way he worked, this guy he's just cool. Like, he's the definition of cool.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be really missed. It's just it's really shocking and really just very unfortunate.
The stuff Kevin Nash posted about him was so beautiful. I don't know if Sami Zayn is that guy for you, but if you lived a great life when you have a friend that says what Kevin Nash said about Scott Hall.
Yeah, that's I had heard that Scott was on life support yesterday, and then I saw Kevin's post this morning, and really, he kind of broke the news that we were all worried about. After hearing that he was on life support or whatever, that something had happened to him. And I can't imagine the kind of what Kevin was feeling as he wrote that, but it was really beautiful and really. Like you say, it's a testament to Scott Hall as a man to have somebody be able to say that about him. And Kevin is just one of many people that have already stepped forward and talked about what Scott meant to them, and I'm sure that's going to keep happening here, as the days go by.
Do you have a personal story about Scott?
It's I met him so many times, and we had several great little encounters and exchanges, but my favorite one is probably right before my first WrestleMania. I was in a ladder match for that WrestleMania, and as I'm running from the locker room to the gorilla position where the entrances, right where we were about to come out, the match is just mere minutes away, so I'm rushing over there because we're the first match, and I really wanted to see the intro to the show, the opening package and all that stuff. As I'm running by, I see Scott Hall and X-Pac, Sean Waltman, walking side by side, and I couldn't help it. I had to stop, turn around, even though I was in a rush, and go, Scott, you're the king of ladder matches at WrestleMania. You got any advice? And he just looked at me and went, no. You talked about it, now go do it.
That's awesome.
It's just so simple.
Yeah.
I'm like, or actually, yeah. Like, there's no, that just sums it up. Just go do it. And but the way he said it, it's so funny. It was actually captured on film. If you watch the DVD that WWE made about me, a few years ago, you see that moment. And just the way he says it, it doesn't sound like real advice, but he says it in such a way that it instilled this confidence in me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, man.
There's guys like Michael Jordan, you know, there's certain guys that say things in a certain way, and if anyone else said it would either be an insult or you'd get nothing from it. But when it's like an all-time great, you see what they're trying to say to you in that manner.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, that makes what you're doing at WrestleMania even more special because Scott Hall's a legend, another legend, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And how did it, I know you're such a huge wrestling fan. When he said, ever since you started running that damn mealy mouth of yours, like, how did it feel to know that he's talking about your mealy mouth?
Ever since you started running that damn mealy mouth of yours, talking about the state of Texas, the great state of Texas, you got my attention.
Well, to be honest, when I was watching it and he said Kevin Owens, when my name came out of his mouth, that was so surreal.
Kevin Owens, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for waking something up deep inside me that I've kept buried for 19 years.
And then, you know, he closed it off with saying he's coming to open one last kind of whoop ass on me. It's very nice that he's got that much confidence in himself at this point, but we'll see what happens there. But, you know, just the fact that I get to be in a ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. You know, last year I wrestled Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And our journey together to get to that point, I really felt like, oh, that's the defining moment of my career in terms of what WrestleMania is like, to scratch and claw with somebody for so long, and then to get to face each other at WrestleMania. How's it going to get any better? Well, this year threw me quite a curveball because now I get to be in the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who you know, was my absolute favorite wrestler of all time. It's so surreal. It's really incredible to get to do this. And, you know, I've been in WWE for 7 years. So you'd think these moments, you know, eventually you kind of get used to them, but you really don't. Every once in a while, I'll get something will happen where I'll step back and go, this is really crazy. You know, so far, this Stone Cold thing at WrestleMania is probably the craziest one of them all.
Of all the wrestlers in the WWE, how did you make this happen?
I mean, I called him out, and I felt like, you know, several years ago, I went to Steve and asked him if I could use the Stone Cold Stunner as my finishing move, and he said yes. He was very happy that somebody actually asked him. So I always figured there was some sort of link between he and I because of that. So when I was sitting there contemplating WrestleMania and what I'd want to do, and what the biggest thing I could possibly do would be, it just seemed like a natural progression considering where it was and, you know, the path my career has taken the last few years. So I'm really glad it's all working out the way it is. Cause, like I said, it's going to be a moment, I'll definitely always remember, you know, and I can't imagine it won't be, you know, one of the top 3 things I do in my entire career when it's all said and done.
You know, Roman and Brock is the main event of Sunday, April 3rd. But to me, April 2nd, this is the main event, the KO show. I know it's not a match per se, but it's going to be some kind of confrontation. To me, this is the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. Do you agree?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to. I want to give credit where credit is due for everybody, but I really don't think there's anything bigger than Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back at WrestleMania for what seems to be, like you said, a confrontation. The way he spoke, as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna have a nice chat. But he certainly seems like he's inclined to doing something else. And I'm more than happy to oblige as well. So it's going to be pretty special. And again, night 1, night 2, if you're asking me, there's really nothing bigger than that. So I would tend to agree with you. Yeah.
Have you considered doing something Bible related, like Revelations, like Owens 22:21, like Revelation 22:21 is the last verse of the Bible? Have you considered doing something like that and saying, like, you know, this is the end of Stone Cold or something like that? Have you considered using the 316 thing and making your own shirts?
Well, you know, I haven't considered doing anything too intricate because I'll be honest, I'm not a Bible guy. I really don't know much about.
Yeah, I'm not either. I don't think Stone Cold was either, though. So like he was, that was like a take on Jake the Snake.
That's right. He went with what was presented to him at the time, and I if people pay, you know, there might be something coming up in the next few days here that people will be able to take a look at, and you might see where my mind is at as far as that's concerned. You know, but I won't say more than that. You know, but it's March 16th pretty soon, which happens to be 316. So you know, we'll see. Maybe there's something there for me to make a bit of a statement.
Are you ready for all the whats? Because that's going to be crazy at WrestleMania, 100,000 people.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine. That stuff's died down. It's been so long. I'm sure nobody wants to say what
sure.
anymore. Yeah, that's done with. That's gone by. That's far. No way. That's not even close. That's not a concern at all. People are very respectful when I speak. I can't imagine anybody trying to do that.
Exactly. Your boy, I saw you post something about Big E too. Your boy Big E broke his neck. He's doing better? He said there's no like permanent damage.
Yeah, I guess the better, like, there's no good outcome in this situation, but I guess what happened to him ends up being the best possible outcome of that situation. So I know I speak for myself, and I'm sure, I mean, I know for a fact I speak for every single person in the locker room when I say that everybody is probably extremely relieved that it's not more serious. It's very serious. Let's not kid ourselves, but it could have been much worse from what I understand. And Big E's a testament to our locker room in and out of the ring. One of the absolute best and universally beloved by everyone, which there's really very few guys in our locker room that can say everyone loves that guy.
Yeah.
Big E's one of them. And yeah, it's a tough blow to our locker room because, like I said, he's so appreciated by everybody. But you know, it's the silver lining is it's not as bad as it could have been. So we'll hopefully have him back very soon.
Monday Night Raw returning to the Allstate Arena next Monday, March 21st. Of course, KO Mania 6. You're gonna run out of cool WrestleMania logos. Like the WrestleMania 6 logo was cool. I think it went up to maybe 9 or 10. Then they kind of got rid of the cool, you know, logos. So it's going to be hard to, like, they're not as memorable. Let's put it that way.
I'm really not worried about that. I have a great team that works with me on these shirts. Everybody in the merch department, I'm pretty tight with. So we're gonna keep coming up with good stuff as long as I keep being on WrestleMania. Which, you know, if I have my way, we're gonna get to, you know, KO Mania 38 at one point. So it might be tough to watch me at KO Mania 38, but you know, if I can, I'll get there.
You never know, man. I mean, you're still young, you know. I know you've been doing this so long, but you're not that old. So you have another 20 years at least.
I mean, I like to say 10, but if I want to get to KO Mania 38, yeah, I got to put in some time here.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna need about 32 more. So
yeah, exactly. That's it. No big deal.
You're in Jacksonville tonight for Monday Night Raw. Have you seen Cody Rhodes running around there or anyone?
I have not seen Cody Rhodes, and I've texted back and forth with him, but mainly we talk about our families and the fact that when he comes to Orlando and goes on Disney trips, he doesn't call me first. Really all we do. Yeah. So I don't know anything about his status. I don't know if he's here. I don't know if he's not here. Yeah, I can't help you there. Sorry.
Isn't that weird though? Like, you're friends with Cody, right? Like, obviously, when people thought you were going to AEW for a while, right? So I'm sure you had all these people coming out of the woodwork texting you, and it's like, you know, you're not going to say anything to them. So it's like, even though you're friends with Cody or whatever, it's not like he's going to tell you. So it's like, it's just a waste of a text, right?
I don't know. I think if he had something to say, he would tell me.
Oh,
but he hasn't. So either I'm kidding myself as far as how close we are,
exactly.
Or there's just nothing to say, you know.
Like, if he comes out on Raw tonight, you're going to be like, "Hey, we're not really that great of friends, are we?"
Yeah, we're gonna have some words.
Monday Night Raw, Monday, March 21st at the Allstate Arena. KO Mania 6, also known as WrestleMania 38. Tickets on sale for both. WWE.com. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks for letting me talk about Scott here at the beginning. I appreciate being able to get that stuff off my chest. Thanks for doing that, you know, in tribute to him. So it's very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care, man.
Bye, man.